Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to just be discussing Injective and what I'm thinking in the short term here. How we're tracking what our last daily candle has done. Let's have a look. So we're looking at Injective now. We can see that we have formed our first bullish engulfing candle. You can see that this was a hammer candle, big wick at the bottom of the rally, and then a bottom which shows the hammer, an inverted hammer there, which shows that we're reversing to the upside. We've then got a bullish engulfing candle here, which just seems that we're starting to turn around. You can see that we've got some resistance zones though coming up. So when we look at the trend for Injective, you can see that we are forming this channel, which we will probably respect. You can see that we do have this smaller wedge, which is a target in the medium term. You can see that our base is right here. Oh. So we form this triangle, which is the edge of the triangle is in April, so which is still a couple of months away that we could consolidate, but until we get a breakout, anything can happen. So we can go to the 15-minute to the 4-hour time frame now, and we can have a look at what other trends we're in. You can see that we had this trend here trending down. So with these downtrends like this, they tend to mean that the target is at the top. So when I do that, you can then highlight your top candle, which you can see right here that we actually had tweezer tops there, which signaled a top right here. But so you can literally, you go the candle at the biggest body out of the two, and you highlight that whole body right there, and then that's going to be our target for the breakout of this big wedge. So you can see now that we broke out of that, so you can see that we're targeting. You can see that we're targeting $20.14. That's when we would expect to get a little bit of a pullback. You can see that $20.14 lines up pretty well with that trend line. So we're most likely going to get a reaction off this trend line. Then we're going to come back into this area. So $20.14 is a point if you are looking for short-term gains, then get rid of some of your bags and then re-enter. This could be a chance. So that's a level that I'm keeping an eye out for. There's also a level on the 15-minute time frame if you even wanted to get shorter-term gains again, which is on this one here. So I'll get rid of that one, which is this wedge here. So if you highlighted this wedge from that wedge to that wedge, see that we had that breakout here. Our target for this most recent move would be the top of the wedge, which exact same rule applies. You just go top body of the candle, which is this big one sticking out at the top. Just highlight that whole body there, and then you would just send that one across. And then we can see that our target in the short term is to come up to $6.05, and then we might get a little bit of a pullback or a consolidation before we head up to our bigger target, $20.14, which lines up with our trend line. So yeah, there are two take profit areas. So $16.05 if you want to make very short-term gains, which is just to the top of this wedge. And if you want to make bigger gains again, $20.14. And then our target for our overall downtrend, which will be the overall wedge to hang on to, will be the top of the wedge candle at the top again, which will be a target of $33.16. So they're your free take profit areas, guys. If you want to take profits at these areas, you can always get back in on the little pullbacks. What I like to do though is when I'm looking for I like to set myself some alarms at these levels instead of selling straight away. It's the same thing with moving your stop loss up. You just go like that, set an alarm once per bar, and then you know that when it gets to that level, instead of selling, you can then have a look and you can go down to a 1 minute time frame, and then that's when you have a look at your price action. And if you can see, for instance, that we are going, you can see that we're trending up here like this. And you can see right here, if you draw a line from that high to that high, you can see that we broke structure, which is a BOS. You can then see that we just, after we broke structure, you can see that we highlight the top of our candle on the top of the range again, the whole body. You can see we came back into this range and then we've crashed down. So that's what I like to look for. Once I get to them lines, is then I'll go into a lower time frame and I'll look for the break of structure, and then I'll either exit the coin or I'll hold on, because this structure doesn't break. What we do sometimes is we've got so much bullish momentum in the market that sometimes the price is just so bullish and it skips the $16, and what we end up doing is we end up just going all the way up, and we don't break structure, we just keep going. So that's the power of going down to a smaller time frame and then confirming the break structure, and then you know that you're about to break structure on the larger time frames. So that's it for the Injective update. If you like the content, like and subscribe. We are looking bullish. We are consolidating. We're in good areas. We've got good setups. It's all market manipulation. Prices move into exactly as it should be. It's hitting these areas slowly, chipping away at them. So nothing to be worried about. It's definitely time to be in the market when you've got from around the $15 to $13 mark, and you've got a price target up here of $33. Like, it's not the time to be bearish. It's the time to accumulate. Even if you want to just hold on for this one and you didn't want to short-term trade and get out, then you can just hold on for this target here. So it's up to you. These wedges do hold solid when we have them. You can actually even see here that we have another trend line here. So you can see this one here. The target for that one, this bigger trend line, which we haven't even touched yet, we've just come back down to the bottom and retest our bottom. It's actually the top of the trend line there. So that would be, again, we just zoom in. We find our top candle, which is this one. And then we do the exact same thing. We just highlight the candle from the top to the bottom. And then we know that when we get to that area, we've got heavy resistance at $48. So that's what you gotta look for, guys. Find your patterns, look for your retests, find your top of your wedges, your top candles, and just it's as simple as just marking out your wedges and your tops and then targeting them. It's the same goes for bottoms as well. You can see that, for instance, if I mark, look at this bottom. Let's have a look at this one. The bottom candle that's come down, we can literally just highlight that candle and we can just see if it's reacted in the past. You can see well, that's a bad example because that's blown straight through, but we have just, that's the momentum. That was the thing about going into the lower time frames. You can see that's why you don't sell straight away, because you go into your low front time frame, you didn't even get the breaker structure. It just kept going, it's kept going. And then we've retested it as resistance, and now we're below it. So that's our resistance area, and it didn't even act as a support area. So that's the power of going to your lower time frame and looking for the breaker structure, like I said, on the 1 minute. So just try to implement a few of these tricks. It just takes the emotional aspect of it out, and it just keeps you much more level-headed, knowing where we're going, what our targets are. So yep, the first level to watch, $16.05. We'll reevaluate that in another video. And if you like the content, like and subscribe. It's not financial advice. I'm just some guy on the internet saying what I think. And I'll see you guys next time. All right, see ya.